Welcome to Just Minding My Business Radio, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And I'm your co-host, Ruth Haskins.
So grab a pen and paper and get ready for information that you can use.
Welcome to Just Minding My Business Media. We hope you have had the most successful of days and have used your time wisely. Today we welcome Allison G. Daniels, who is the founder of Allison Daniels Ministries, LLV, and AGD Publishing Company. She is an international diversity trainer, motivational speaker, book writing coach, award-winning 3-time best-selling author of 31 plus books, and the visionary author of the book Empowered to Win, as well as a podcast hostess. Allison empowers women to write their stories, share their stories, and publish their stories, one book at a time, as she continues to turn writers into successful authors. Now, she is a contributing author to the anthology Finally Free. Welcome, Allison.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, welcome, Allison. And oh my goodness, I don't even know where to begin. 31 books?
Yes, 31 books, and I'm still writing. I still have some more coming out.
Wow. So let me tell you, when did you know you had that gift?
You know what? I'm going to say I had to be around 11 or 12 when I really started getting into writing and, writing in my journal and honestly saving a lot of my writings. Then I realized, wait a minute, I believe I have something going on here. And I constantly wrote every day, whatever was going on for that day. That's exactly what I did.
Wow. That is amazing that you at 11 knew that you had that gift and continued with it. So how do you support other writers? Tell us about that.
So one of the avenues that I do to support writers actually is two. The first one is God blessed me to start my publishing company called AGD Publishing. So I actually help authors, get their book out of their head into print and get it published. And that's one way. Another way, a lot of times writers, they just don't know where to begin. So I started a writing class entitled 30 Days of Writing. And what happened is you'll go, the 30 days with me, learning how to write your chapter, learning how to complete your outline, and then continue from there to start getting your book into print.
That's awesome. That is really awesome. Because there's so many people wanting to write a book, and it's like overwhelming.
Yes.
Because they don't know where to start. They don't know what they don't know.
Right.
And because of that, they don't do it. Mm-hmm. And for our audience, how important is it to put your words on paper?
You know what? I would say it's very important because one of the things you want to do is to be able to leave a legacy behind. And I have 2 beautiful daughters, and I want to make sure that they know their history and that they know, the experiences that I have gone through. And as they get older, they can write their story and share their story. I believe it's very important for each one of us because we have a story in us. Mm-hmm. So I believe it's very important that we tell our story the way we want it told and not allow someone else to tell our story because no one can tell it better than you can. Mm-hmm. So I think it's very important that we share our story. It'll help heal someone else.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, for sure. Out of all of your writing, which one do you prize the most?
The one which is the 31st book, and it made the bestsellers list, which is called Walk in Your Authority, Unleashing the Divine Power from Within. And I chose that book only because I love all of the books, because they each have their own meaning and there was a purpose behind me writing them. But I chose Walk in Your Authority because I realized, it was 2014 and my mom was going through something. And I asked God, I was just getting ready to become a minister. And I was just getting ready to be licensed. And my mom took ill. And I said, God, if you make my mom well, if you do this, for me, I won't become a minister. I'll sit back and I'll just do what I've been doing in church. And when I went to church that day, because we never stopped going to church, even though my mom was, ill, we still carried on. But I remember the pastor saying to me, or saying to all of us, but he was really talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
He said, don't attach what someone else is going through to what I'm trying to do through you. And so I took that to mean that he's working something out in my mom and she's going to be okay. And he's also working things out through me to trust him more. And so I struggled with that title, Walk in Your Authority, because I was a new minister. So the first thing people are going to say is, well, you're a new minister. What do you mean you walk in your authority? Well, I had to walk in my authority that day because I had to make sure that my mother was okay. So throughout that book, you'll hear me talking about I had to speak with 25 doctors. I had to talk to nurses and just so many people because I needed them to explain to me or to our family what just happened to my mom, who was a healthy person. I mean, she's a little older, but still healthy, didn't have no mental anything going on. Right. And now all of a sudden there's something going on, explain to me. So I had to walk in my authority, and face whatever it is we would have needed to face. But I believe that the doctors had to give us as a family, me, my siblings, my dad, some answers. And because I was the oldest daughter, the oldest grandchild, everything fell on me. So I say that is my, a book that I hold close to my heart, because I've even asked my mom if I could share that story in the book. And she said yes, because first of all, I want people to know to watch out for the medicines that they take, because it was another medicine that didn't coincide with the other medicines that took her a world spin, so we have to be careful and we have to, look out for, our parents. And so I had to step up and do that. And when she said it was okay to share, that was helpful to me, because I wanted to be able to tell someone else, listen, monitor what these doctors are giving, to your parents, monitor what they're giving to you.
Yeah.
I get on that Google and I grab a dictionary and I'm going through it. This, I don't like that. That doesn't work. We need to do that. So.
Yes, yeah. I do the same exact thing for my husband, because he'll just take whatever the doctor gives him. I'll be like, hold up.
No.
Let me see what the side effects are.
Exactly.
Let me see if it's going to work with what you're already taking.
Yes.
Because they're supposed to do that, but they so fast paced. They so busy handing out prescriptions.
Exactly.
A lot of them have, 50 patients. Or more that they're servicing. They don't have time to do all that. And we know that.
Yes.
And they don't have time to read up on all the latest drugs that are coming to them. The pharmaceutical companies are bringing to them.
Yes.
They don't have the time to do all of that reading. It's a voluminous amount of reading. So we really do have to be our own advocates.
Yes.
For sure. Mm-hmm. So tell us what made you do Finally Free.
I'm laughing because I was interviewing Dawn on my podcast, Authors Chat with Allison. And then after we got off the line, she was like, how about you becoming a co-author in my book? And I said, Dawn, I love the title. I'm finally free. I said, I have to do this. And what made me really want to be in her book, first of all, Dawn is a beautiful person all by herself. So
yes, she is.
She's just a beautiful person. But I'm 53 years old. And so last year I graduated. I've always wanted to graduate from college, but as life go on, sometimes we don't always get to do the things that we want to do. And God has blessed me, with a beautiful husband, 2 beautiful daughters, and now the caregiver of my parents. I never thought that I could go back to college. But when I took back my life and I made some decisions on, I'm going to do and accomplish some of the things that Allison has always wanted to accomplish. So I went back to college last year and I graduated, but I wanted to do that to show my daughters, it's never too late. Mm-hmm. And then I wanted to, take back my health, I was always, once I get off work, if I'm not doing something for the church or if I'm not doing something for someone else, I was kind of all over the place, but I needed to stop and take care of me. So once I became finally free and, released some people from me.
I know that's right.
and thought about me, I realized that when Dawn told her story, and then I realized that's me. That's me taking back my life. I'm finally free. I just feel like, I'm finally free. When I started the publishing company, finally free. God blessed me to work on my job now. December the 11th, or it will be 37 years. I'm finally free. So it's like, even though I wanted to do, graduate out of college at 22 and get married at this age, God still ordered my steps.
Yes.
So I still don't feel like I missed a beat. I just wasn't on the beat the way the world wanted me to be. But when I realized how finally free I was like, I'm just happy.
I know that's right, because I'm one of those late bloomers for college. I was like, I think I graduated at 50 something. And I'm telling you, it was the hardest thing I ever did. Because I was in and out of college, take a course here, take a course here, stop. One day, I just prayed about it that night.
Yes.
Got up at 6 o'clock in the morning, filled out the application, went to the school, put it in, and started school. And went all the way through until I got my degree. My girlfriend teases me to the day, why you put the horse before the car? But it just wasn't time. Mm-hmm. I just wasn't serious enough. And that particular day, I guess I had been thinking about it. And then that day, it was like, I got to get this done. And I never looked back.
Yes.
So I know how you feel when it's something that you need to do. You need to do it. And if God approves it, you already know you need to do it.
Exactly.
Ain't no turning back.
Nope, none.
And so very often we put off the things that we intrinsically know that we're supposed to do, and we get involved in everything else, just like you're saying. There's so many other things that distract us, and therefore we don't do what it is that we know in our hearts we're supposed to do, because we've been praying about it forever. You'll hear people say, well, I thought I wanted to do that, and I knew I wanted to do it, but but. And I'm glad that you made that statement. It's never too late. It's never too late to do what you need to do, what your heart tells you that you must do. Pray about it and then execute.
Yes.
Yes.
Get it done.
That order.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So this is an important conversation for those who are listening. Mm-hmm. And I noticed all the work that you've been doing and the types of books that you do in your own publishing company. It's not surprising that, Finally Free would have sort of lit a match for you, that would have struck a chord with you. So could you tell us a little bit about the types of books that you do in your company?
Mainly the books are Christian based. And I'm going to tell you, when I started the publishing company, because God told me last year, and it was August the 22nd. I'll just never forget that you can move, you can move now. You can announce your publishing company. And I was like, really? So I'm still nervous, but I still made the announcement, put it out there on Facebook. And the first two people was my pastor and my co-pastor. And I was like, God, you're really funny. And then the third person was a bishop friend of mine. And I said, he is really funny. And then the fourth person was a young lady who's becoming a minister. And I said, wow. So when it's your time and God tells you that it's time for you to go, you can't delay. Mm-mm. And so immediately when I put it out, my pastor called me, I'm going to say 2-3 days later. Mm-hmm. And things were in the making. And so I mainly focus on Christian books, definitely nonfiction. And, I've had people ask me about other books, but that's not where God has led me. And one thing I've learned in life is I'm going to go in the direction that God is telling me. Yeah. I'm not going to go because there's money. I'm not going to go because there's, big titles, and big names. That's not why I'm in it. I'm in it because I want to make sure, that your story is told, but that it's told decent and in order, and that people will get something out of it. They will be encouraged, motivated, uplifted. The first book is called Spiritual Mindset by my pastor. It's changing the way that you think, that you stop thinking like the world thinks. The second book, my co-pastor wrote, Exposing Shame, exposing the things that have held you in bondage. It's like revealing time. The third book is called Pressing Forward, move forward, press through some things. Like right now, we're pressing through this pandemic. Yeah. We're moving past some things that are going on in our lives. And then the last book is Breakthrough. Break through some of the things that have held you down. Move forward and see what it is that God has specifically for you. And then I am publishing for the first time. My first anthology is actually a second anthology, but it's the first anthology through my publishing company called Empowered to Win, the second edition. Wow. And that's for, I'm looking for 15 women to, let us know the trials and tribulations that you have gone through, but you survived, you made a difference, and you're moving forward in life so that someone else could be able to say, I am that person. I am that woman. I've been through what you've been through, but I didn't think I could come out of it. Mm-hmm. So every book is going to be a book that's going to make a difference. And so I want to make sure that, your story is told, but I'm not going to do anything that doesn't line up with what God has told me to do.
Right.
Okay. So on that note, having heard the basis and the principles behind your own publishing company.
Yes.
When you got the opportunity to do Finally Free, that was a match for you. So how does your story fit into Finally Free? What I'm really asking you for is a little tidbit of your chapter.
So my chapter is called Birthing Your Assignment. Fearful, fearless, faithful, and on fire for the Lord. So those were like my subtitles. And what I mean by birthing my assignment is that I was going to do everything that God had assigned for me to do from that point on. And when I do it, I'm going to be fearless, I'm going to be faithful, and I'm going to be on fire for the Lord. So whatever it is from that point on, the day that I said yes to birthing my assignment in the book Finally Free is the day that I decided I'm taking back everything that was taken from me, that the enemy thought he took from me. But I'm taking back everything, and I'm going to move forward because as a minister, and people probably don't ever really like to talk about that. I talked about, dealing with low self-esteem. dealing with self-confidence, not having enough confidence. Because you can have confidence, but you may not have enough confidence to walk through getting ready to speak on a podium, or getting ready to talk to a group of women or, men. I've been in places where, some of the pastors didn't want women to speak or didn't want women to get up and speak. So I'm making it my business that I'm going to birth my assignment, and whatever stage or whatever platform that God gives me, I'm going to be fearless, faithful, and on fire for the Lord. So that's kind of like a little snippet into what I'll be talking about and dealing with low self-esteem. Because the minute we start, putting our trust in God, that low self-esteem, it actually dwindles, because then your confidence is not built up in you anymore. It's built up in the Lord and what He's going to do for you in your life.
Yeah.
I definitely have to agree. Once I took it off my plate, it was on.
Yes.
Because it just makes a whole difference. And until you actually walk through that, you just don't know what you're missing. And, I've seen the miracles. I don't know where this is going to happen. I don't know where I'm going to get this from. And then all of a sudden it shows up. I ain't even do nothing. It just showed up.
Yeah.
I just love it. I love it. And can't nobody at this point make me sway from God, because I've seen too much that has happened in my own life. I know God is real. Yeah. So as a minister, tell us a little bit about that part of your life.
Wow. I'm going to say that I believe I've been walking in it for a long time. And I say that because, we all say we grew up in church. Well, I definitely grew up in church. But as I grew up in church, not noticing that, our pastor, our overseer, was going to have me become the secretary. Then I was the church clerk. Then I just started, teaching Sunday school. So I was already doing a lot of the things that I'm doing now. And I didn't ever really notice that that's what I was called to do. I just knew that was something that I was gifted in doing. But it was one day I was, I don't know if I was daydreaming or sitting somewhere, and I saw myself in an all black robe with a Bible in my hand, walking up a hill, and people were listening to me as I'm ministering. And that picture has never, ever left me. And so I said, God, I guess one day in life, you're going to reveal that to me. You're going to reveal what that means. And so, daily, that's what I do. I minister to people. I teach women's Sunday school. I love it. I teach adult women Sunday school. I was teaching, I think it was the 5th and 6th grade. So what I did was, I'm kind of funny, and I'll say that for sure. So my baby girl is now 16, but when she was in the 1st grade, 2nd grade, all the way up into the 6th grade, I was a teacher at the Sunday school, and I was in her class. I was like the assistant teacher. Let me tell you why I did that. Nothing with my church, nothing with the people that were teaching. I wanted to be right there when people or teachers or anyone was pouring into my daughter. I wanted to be right there. So I walked her through, all the way up until the 6th grade. And then I said, God, I'll step back. I'm going to step back a little bit. But I'll step back. I'll step back a little bit. But I still stayed close to church, still, kept on talking. I'm teaching because that's what I was doing. And then I taught the 12th grade. I really didn't want to teach 12th graders because, they have a mind of their own, and they're going to they're going to do and say what they want to say. Wow. Those kids really loved me. I thought I was a nerd. I did. And they were telling their parents, can Reverend Allison teach me? Can Reverend Allison teach Sunday school? I said, no. I can't. But I'm going to tell you, I had a blessed time teaching our 12th graders, but I do know that my heart is in ministering to women. That wasn't really anything that I wanted to do, because I've always, said to myself, forgive me, you all, but I always said to myself, women are fickle, women are messy, they're always in something. And I said, God, I don't want to be a part of it. I just need to stay to myself. I want to be able to minister to people, and I want my heart to be clean, and I want my mind to be free. So I don't want to get into cliques. I don't want to get into circles. And he has me teaching women Sunday school.
Wow.
I'm excited. So that's what I do. I mean, I'm definitely excited, and I even have the women's ministry called, and this is not with my church, but it's called Women Empowered to Win. And so I have a conference every year. Because of the pandemic, I didn't do it last year, but my plan is to have it this year virtually. And it's Women Empowered to Win. It's called Women Empowered to Win. And what I do at that conference, and normally I have my 2 daughters with me, and then I have 2-3 other speakers come, but you will only be able to know what type of person I am or what type of woman I am by my fruit. So when you see my daughters and you hear them speak, you'll know that I've done what God has asked me to do. No, we're not perfect, but you'll be able to see that I did the best. So my husband and I did the best that we could do. And so Women Empowered to Win is letting them know that, you have that power and that greatness on the inside. No matter what you've gone through in life, it's down on the inside. And it's time for you to birth it, because you are empowered to win. And so when God gave me that title, I just walked that title out. Everything, empowered to win, empowered to win. Might be a delay, empowered to win. Denied, but not delayed, empowered to win, empowered to win. So, yeah, I'm sorry, you all. That's just how I talk.
Okay, that sounds so.
No, that's fine.
So when is the event?
I normally try to do it in October, the first Saturday in October. So it's that first Saturday in October.
Okay. Wow. So let us know.
Okay.
Keep us in the loop.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. So how can people get in touch with you?
I always try to have them either go to Facebook, Allison G. Daniels, or they can go to my website, AllisonGDaniels.com, Authors Chat with Allison. And that's on Wednesdays when I have guests come on to Gospel Time Machine, which is a online radio station, and they'll come on every Wednesday. So that's one thing that I do. So I interview the authors, prepare them for the show, and then it's aired on Wednesdays. Starting next Tuesday, I just partnered with another company called Elite Conversations. And so my podcast with them is going to be called The Authors Lab. And so I will be interviewing, experts, authors, about writing your book, how to get started, why you should write a book. And that's going to be every Tuesday at 7:00. So that's why I try to say, sometimes you can be too busy. But when I look at how God has been putting things together, everything is still lining up with what he has called me to do. So I'm still not way out there. I just have to make sure that I have that time balanced for my daughter, my husband, and then there's Allison.
Right. Right. Can't forget about Allison.
Right. When that happens, then everything falls apart.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's 2 podcasts around authors.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's great. And there's plenty of them. So you're gonna stay busy. So again, how can people get in contact with you?
So I definitely always say Facebook because people are into this DM. So Allison G. Daniels, or either www.allisongdaniels.com. and that's my website. And it'll take you through everything, the publishing part, the speaking part. And let's say you want to be on my podcast. You can also be on my podcast. And then I also do something that I need to make sure I try to advertise that every Monday morning. I do a Facebook Live every Monday morning at 5 o'clock. So it's called Welcome to my Facebook Live at 5. And so I just wake you up early in the morning with some motivational words. So
Okay, that's the best time to get it in, though.
Yes,
because you don't want the world to start off wrong.
Exactly.
Well, start the day with something worthwhile to say.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, Allison, you have been a fun person to interview, to say the least. And we are looking forward to having you back again with your next book, with your anthology coming up, and also being able to support the women in your anthology.
Thank you both for having me. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Thank you.
We are too. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Your business, through Just Minding My Business Media, has exposure on internet radio, major social media platforms, and now TV. Through Just Minding My Business, dynamic digital marketing platform. Don't listen to the word on the street. Hear it for yourself. Visit jmb.asistercircle.org to learn how you can take your business, your vision, to the next level. Voiceovers by RCH VoiceWorks, for when you want to be heard. Call 443-620-4115.
Thank you for tuning in to Just Minding My Business Radio. I'm your host, Ida Crawford.
And I'm your co-host, Ruth Haskins.
We hope you enjoyed the show and appreciate you stopping by. Many blessings to you and yours.